and welcome to ATA F1 division here at the Circuit de Catalunya, Barcelona, with the F1 division here tonight. As you've just joined it perfectly, as we're about to start the lobby for qualifying. With me, as always, in the comms box is the one, the only, the triple-chinned man that is HLG. Martin?
Hello, I'd like to point out you called me the one and only. That used to be my gamer tag. So, you know, great wording.
Anyway, we're here tonight for the F1 division. I've already said that so many times already. It's Spain, round 5. We had an interesting race last weekend with BR Mr. Michaels taking his first win of the division. And yeah, it was a very interesting race. It had the perfect strategy. Martin, what do you think is going to be key for tonight's strategy compared to last night's race?
Key for tonight's strategy, for the top 10, it will be making up as much time on those softs, I believe, as long as most of them do go through on the softs, because I believe that's what will happen. And then onto the hard tyre later, and just keeping those lap times consistent. For those outside the top 10, it could be a bit of a mix-up in the strategy, make sure that they're getting, like, you know, they might be able to go one less stop. So I think that's the key for tonight, is getting that pit strategy.
Yeah. But before we do any of that strateginess, we have, well, qualifying to contend with. Probably one of, I've got to say, is probably one of the most hard on the tyre wear here. It is quite nice because most of the teams in real life well, every team in real life uses this as their test track when they're not doing simulations in the inside the factory, doing the R&D simulations and all that. This is officially F1's test track for every car, whether it be a Sauber, Ferrari, McLaren, Mercedes. They all get tested here.
You name it, it's tested here.
Yeah, essentially. So, do you have any surprises for qualifying that we possibly might see? Because we do have like, one or two drivers that aren't actually here tonight.
Let's have a look. Yeah, we only have 12 drivers tonight, so I think we still have some of the top contenders here. So I don't think we'll see too many surprises, to be fair.
Yeah, the only new name from last week is Baz, who's in the Williams. So you'll be happy.
Who is my driver? Oh crap! I didn't realise he was my driver. As far as I was aware, the only one I had was Ted First, who isn't here. But yeah, okay, this works. Yes, so hopefully, from my point of view, he does well. Mixes it up with the top runners. Then it would have been a good couple of days for the Williams team, that's for sure, if he can do that.
So as we have a couple of cars already out on track, we have one of the Red Bulls, which is CR7. I think it's KS Outgoing that's in the McLaren. I can't see
we have a
else
Sauber of Michaels out.
So yes, tonight it's going to be interesting, as it's compared to last night's race, it's overcast, but I think it's going to be more tighter because there is some strong opposition last night. But some people just couldn't handle the turn 9 that CR7, as you see on screen, coming up to. It's quite tricky because I've lost it a couple of times, as you saw. Skyline's lost it a couple of times at that corner. If you carry too much speed and touch the gravel on the left hand side out of the apex, you can spin the car and you can die.
Yes.
You can absolutely destroy the car. It has been done. Master Krog did it. I did it, but I didn't kill the car. Skyline did it.
I nearly did it. And I enjoy this track. One of my tracks. And even I nearly did it. It's a very dangerous section, but as we have the CR7 about to start a lap.
So take us
what
for
do you
a
think
ride
he can do as a lap time?
Well, from last night it was like 118s that the fastest guys were doing.
It was, yeah. I think you had a 118, then you had like a 119, then I think it was back to the 120.
Yeah, you had a couple of 118s, a couple of 119s, then it was 120, 120s, then 122s. There wasn't any. I don't think there was any 121s.
No, I think there might have been one, but yeah. So from tonight, I think we might. I'm trying to think what the 118 was. It was like a, what was it, a mid 118, I think, or was it a high 118?
I think it was a mid 118.
So
And it
we
was
could possibly see high 117s tonight. I think it's
potentially,
possible.
as Master Krog was going a bit wide out that turn 9 as he
Digit was
gallows it all back
retired.
up. Ooh, got a bit squirrely on that left right, which caught a few people out. That left right after the hairpin caught quite a few people out. Michael's with a 119, so just a little fraction slower than what people were doing last night.
Yeah, but the track does improve, so we should see him go faster than that.
As CR7 comes out the final turn and didn't set a lap time. I think he potentially may have had a corner cut for that.
No, he did set a lap time, but it was only a 1:21.7.
Ah.
So it wasn't very quick, as of
Yeah,
what we would expect from this division.
Yeah, and what we would expect for some of these guys is quite faster lap times than what's already been set so far.
Yeah, so we'll see. If as the track improves, we might see them improve a fair bit. Or we could see them do similar paces to last night. I mean, you never know. This could be one of those tracks where everyone is fairly even matched.
So as you know,
it looks like CR7 is doing a second lap.
Yeah, I think Michaels is either going to do another lap or he's just coming out of the pit. Yeah, he's going to toss this one. Yeah, came out of the pits because he lost it in the chicane there. The chicane last night was catching quite a few people out. I got caught out one or two times myself last night in the GP2 division.
You did get caught out. You are very correct. I managed to hold it together. I think there was a few other who got caught out as well. Oh no, CR7 is going into the pit. Just a very aggressive in-lap.
Yeah, his Baz kind of went a bit wide coming out of turn 9 down to the hairpin. He got it all wrong, but he didn't kill himself. That's a good thing. Kept the car in one piece. That's the important part. But I think he's going to come in at the end of this lap. I think most people will come in now, wait a little bit, put on a new fresh set of softs, because no one's going to go anything other than softs. And just wait for that little bit of clear air, and then go again. So we're going to have a little lull in proceedings, but there is a couple of
That's had a bit of a dodgy pit entrance then. He bounced off the walls, that could have been dangerous.
I think there may be one or two people that possibly came out later than other people, just so they got this free track time and not getting caught up with other people. Which is good, as we see as the best coming out the last turn. Not seen him set the timing sheets of Blaze yet, but he does cross the line, I think. What did that put him? He is sitting in 7th, so he's behind Michael.
I think times are still a little bit broken, so you do have to try and watch out for that. As we have Mansell coming down to start-finish. I can't tell if that was a finish the lap or a start of the lap. I think it might have been a finish. Let's have a look. Mansell, yeah, he did a 1:20.6. So we're not seeing, some people were not seeing quite at the times we would expect.
Yeah. As we say, is the best. I think he's going to probably come in this lap, fill up the car and go back out again. As we have looked to see, Michaels just came back out in track at the moment. I believe he is the pole sitter at the moment.
Let's go through this. Let's have a look. 19.3. No, he's not actually. It's Vincent is.
Yeah, I just checked that. I wasn't too sure. But well, there you go. Vincent is your leader right now, who I think is still in the pits. As well, the Haas driver.
Yeah, he's probably going to wait. He'll probably wait till the last few minutes, come out, get a good, just get that one run. I think that's what's important because, as you said, this track could be high on the temperature wear, tire wear, English.
Yeah, I found last night I was getting more tire wear, obviously on the front left because it is a clockwise circuit. So
yes.
It was especially turn 3 and 4 with the long left handles. No, sorry, the long right handles. The front left was just getting dragged around the corner. I've had a message from
this track is very heavy on the front left. Yeah, I believe we've just had Michael start his next lap.
Onto the track, had to avoid and crashed. Okay. So the Williams caused the incident for him. Okay, that is noted.
We didn't see that. Hopefully it was recorded for the stewards. or AKA us.
Yes. I may as well just message him back.
Oh, it looks like Michael was on a lap and has pulled out of it because of traffic. So he'll look at probably setting himself up for
Ooh,
another lap.
as that was Mansell. Mansell's been in the gravel trap. I didn't actually catch that on the stream there, but he has went off and has went into the gravel. Don't know what happened, if he was touched or not.
I don't know. That could have just been him moving out of the way. Whether I don't know. It could a bit of a funny move out of the way if it was though. Not gonna lie.
As we see your pole sitter at the moment, Vincent, flying around in the Red Bull. No, sorry, the Toro Rosso. That I think.
Don't confuse cars.
I think between the Toro Rosso and the Force India, I think they have got it for best car design of 2017. I'm not gonna lie. I love the Force India and I love the Toro Rosso, but I can't pick.
I would give it. I would give it to the Force India.
You'd give it to who?
The Force India. The Force India is my favourite by far.
Yeah.
I don't know. The Toro Rosso kind of like the cross between like the Red Bull kind of. It's a bit of a funny one. So
yeah, it's a bit of a fun one, but it's quite nice. I'm not gonna lie. On this game, it doesn't show you how well the Force India looks compared to what it does in real life. The pink tone's a little bit darker than it is on this, so it kind of looks a bit more lighter. Anyway,
yes.
as we're back to
yes,
the cars.
back to the laps. Michael is currently on a lap. He's had a few little mistakes. He runs a little bit wide coming into this back DRS zone as well. Gonna cost him a little bit of time. As Switch says a 19.8. That's not the fastest lap. I remember looking earlier, so we will ignore that being the fastest lap, I believe.
Actually, puts him third at the moment.
Yes, so we have
ones
Michael coming into the final chicane with a little bit of traffic. Did move out of the way though.
As Ryan somehow sandwiched
he's
it
gone
up.
sideways.
Wait, no.
He comes into the pits.
Yeah, he's balled
it
on
for
the last
Michael.
lap for him. He's not going to get out for another lap, so that's him done. As KS goes top, apparently. As we have broken lobby systems. But yeah, at the
we have
moment...
Eyes the Best coming up to the start finish. I don't know if he's on a lap or whether he's just starting one.
Yeah, I think some of the guys that are on a lap at the moment will be coming around to start one more if they have enough. As Vincent goes 119.3. So we're starting to get closer to the times that some of the faster guys were sitting in GP2 last night.
Yeah,
but like I said,
outgoing is outgoing was very, very much in the way of Eyes the Best there. That was dangerous. In fact, he was sat on the racing line and as he was coming round on a flying lap, but it doesn't seem to have put Eyes the Best off too much. He still seems to be going for it. He's driving quite nicely right now, quite smooth within the track, taking what I would call near enough perfect lines. Ooh, as he comes up to the little hairpin left-hander thing, whatever you want to call it, makes a mistake. Yeah, I think that's it. I think he might have bottled this lap, but he might still finish it.
No, he's not going to finish it. He's pulled out. Well, as the flag drops for qualifying, there is one or two people still on a lap. Of CR7, I think Craig Senna are still on a lap. I think Craig Senna has just started one, so he's just got across the line before the time ran out. Switch is on the middle of a lap, and JB Racer, I think, is just coming out the last corner. Where does he go? Across the line, stays 8th. Till we get an update as BTS switches down the back straight.
Great, CR7 comes along, apparently puts him into 10th. So, not the greatest lap.
He's the best. It's
25.
Baz is a ghost and is driving around. And Switch is coming up to the last couple of corners now. As Quicksand will be joining him very shortly there as well as comes out of the little touch chicane. Is he going to come around to finish? No, and Switch is in the pits.
As Senna's coming round to the final part of the track as well. He's from when I switched to him, he seems to be driving quite smoothly on this lap, so it could be quite a quick one.
But is he going to finish?
As
he comes out the final corner.
Coming down.
And across the line to third at the moment.
Third? Yeah, I think so. He didn't set an actual. He didn't actually set a faster lap that time. He was a tenth off. So
As Baz has run out of fuel and is coming into the pits. So no one else is going to be able to set a faster lap time at the moment. So once everyone has finished, come back in or retiring or whatever, we'll then be able to get a grasp of who we have on pole. And can Michaels make it 2 from 2?
I don't think he has, because bear in mind we are doing short quali because of broken full quali.
Yeah, I know, but you can still make it 2 from 2 on pole.
Well, considering that's the end, I don't think he has.
Well, we'll wait for the final results.
1:19.6. Just scrolling through, I think there are people who have gone fastest for him. Fastest for him? Faster than him.
Who do we have to retire? We
we
have Baz
Baz.
to retire, and that's it. So,
Hopefully
Baz,
he will
if you could kindly
get a message. Yes, if he could kindly, so that we can get our final results. We did get one terminal damage there.
So there it is. It is Vincent on pole from Craig Senna in second place, and KS takes third with BR Mr Michaels in fourth, Switch in fifth, JB Racer in sixth, I's the Best in seventh, Late Ryan in eighth, XRL Mansell, who had quite a tricky time in qualifying, in ninth, and same with CR7 in 10th, with Baz and Digital rounding out the rest of the grid. So, predictions on the race?
Predictions on the race. It's a tough one to call. I'm thinking, as much as we didn't have one last night, I'm thinking there might be a safety car tonight. Which could mix things up. I think we'll get spread out, someone will make a mistake, it will cause a safety car, bring the field back together, and then anything from that point can happen. Anyone could make up positions. So I think it's a tough one to call.
As we're now coming into the race, me personally, I think it's absolutely peeing it down, and I called this last night. When I was speaking to Michael. I was like, I hope it's rain. I said to him, I hope it's rain.
This would have been perfect conditions for me last night, but it's fine. We have it tonight, so this might mix things up.
This is just throwing the cat amongst the pigeons.
Yes, I would like to point out though, in qualifying we didn't see lap times as fast as we did last night. Could that be because they knew it was going to be raining and they put a wet setup on, or do you reckon they all stuck with a dry setup?
I think possibly one or two of them have rolled the dice and went for a setup. Baz has loaded up early, so he possibly may get an inquiry into the stewards. But
yes,
it's going to be an interesting
everyone's
race.
There and ready
It's
as
going to
he
be a
leaves
very
the session.
race. Oh, Baz, no, why? What's happened?
No, that's not good. I don't think he's going to be able to join back into the race now. I think that's it.
As we go to 5 red lights for the Spanish Grand Prix, and it's lights out and away we go. It's a bit of a delayed start from the drivers there, as we have a good start from the Toro Rosso, as the Red Bull's coming up alongside of Craig Senna, as Michael gets a draft down into turn 1. It's going to be stupid here.
Very close.
One goes for a dive. Oh, the full send.
Vincent's come off. He's messed it up. He may be told. Oh, there we go.
Full send in the background. Didn't get the best of starts. Oh, as one or two of them have made some contact as well at the back. It's still side by side with Craig Senna as he goes up the inside of Elite Ryan.
It is still by side. It's very, very close between these two. Vincent has held it around the outside for a couple corners here. Craig does get the position though.
As we have Mr. Michaels all over the back of Vincent there. And is he going to get past and hopefully try and go over for a second win? Because as we've known already, he is quite dangerous with these wet conditions, as we've seen from previous seasons.
He is quite dangerous indeed. It does look like he is trying to look for a way past as of this moment.
Ooh, who's that in the background? That's a Ferrari in the background.
That's a Ferrari drivers. I don't know who it is though.
I's the Best is went around, unfortunately. That would be my driver. I feel bad for you, pal. But anyway, we have to focus on the bigger picture here as we have Craig Senna in the lead of the race at the moment from Vincent, from BR Mr. Michaels, from one, I believe that is Digital or Switch that is behind. It's Switch that is behind Mr. Michael from Elite Ryan. CR7 has made a great start.
Yeah,
and Mr. Michaels is all over the back of Vincent now. Looks to the inside, he's going to make the pass. Vincent's closing him out by actually leaving the space on the inside. Michael thought better of that. Takes the title line, but is he going to get the acceleration he's needing to try and make this pass? As he gets better.
He's got a drive, but it's round the outside. Oh,
backs off, hoping to get probably a couple more miles an hour. Oh, as Vincent had to lift out the throttle, Michael's on the inside now, and he takes the position, but Vincent's holding him on round outside. And Michaels goes through. What a move, Michael. Very well done.
It does seem to me that when battling, Vincent does not seem to be very confident in these conditions. So this could be a flaw for him tonight.
I don't think last season when we had a couple of wet races, I don't think he was the best. He did seem a bit tentative, should we say. Ooh, as Michael goes a bit wide, and I think Vincent's going to come back at him now.
To come back at him.
But Michael's got the inside covered.
Michael is on the inside for this very, very tight corner.
Is Vincent going to get the switch back and try something? No, Michael shuts the door in his face and says, "No, get the hell out of here. This is my town." But anyways, as we have a nice little three-way battle kind of opening up here. Possibly a 4, potentially even a 5. As we have second, third and fourth closing up together as Vincent gets a bit squirrely at the last corner. As
Michael's on the back of Craig. He's got a very good drive on him. It's going to be side by side in this first corner.
He's alongside. Is Craig going to keep the inside? He does.
I think Michael thought better of it, decided to pull out.
Michael's dropped back a bit from Senna, but it's a very nice little camera angle I'm looking at right now. Very nice little battle. See all 4 of the top 4, well, 4 of the top 5 actually in one shot. As Michael got right up under the gearbox of Craig Senna, but Craig Senna had a little bit more torque and power away from.
Oh, Craig gets a little bit sideways on the exit.
As if we remember in round 1 of Australia, it was absolutely wet for the race, and we had a tasty little battle.
They didn't finish that race though.
No, they didn't, but it was still a very good race.
It was a good race until the point when the game failed on us, yes. So, hopefully this is another one of those tonight. It seems to be living up so far as Michael and Sauber is closing up again on Craig.
So, at the moment, it's lap 3, so you are 10% of your way through this race at the moment. And we do have a 4-way battle for the lead in a way, but you have two two-car
battles.
Yes, thank you. So you have a battle for first and a battle for third between, well, the battle for third is between Digital and Vincent, and Digital's dropped back. What's happened to him?
I believe that was Switch, not Digital, mate.
Sorry, my bad, it's Switch, yes, you're right. So Switch is obviously lost a little bit of time as Michael's trying around outside of Craig Senna.
While those two are battling, it has let Vincent close up on him, so this could become another 3-way battle again.
Craig Senna keeps that lead. Oh, this is a very good dice. As you can see, Michaels is trying everything to try and get past Senna, but Senna's just closing the door every time.
Senna seems to be quite good at defending in these conditions, so it's a good aspect. Michael goes a bit wide into that corner. Could be trying to cool down his tyres a little bit, possibly.
But the question is this race going to dry up, or is it going to be wet till the end?
I mean, trying to look at the way the clouds are, I think it might get light, but I don't know if it's going to dry up as such. I think we might get to maybe into weather, but not dry from what I can see from the weather that we can currently see in game.
Made a bit of a mistake. Ooh, kept it there. Michael was wise and let the throttle out to try and get him back onto the line. As Craig
I
seems to
think
be
if Michael
getting...
had gone for it there, he would have lost the front wing, to be fair. I think that's the main reason he didn't go for that.
As Craig Senna is sliding the back end of that, as Vincent has closed up to the back of Michael. Ooh, as Craig Senna gets a bit out of shape of the final corner.
Senna seems to be struggling here. Michael jumps into the slipstream. We can speak English here.
He's going to try and take him out the outside. It's neck as Craig Senna going to hold on to this place. It's wheel to wheel action here. Let's get hints of Senna versus Mansell.
Oh, CR7 has retired. Have a look. That was terminal damage? I wonder what happened there. Neither of us quite saw that.
No, I'm more intrigued with this three-way battle at the front. As we have Craig Senna in the lead still, who's getting harried and hounded by the two cars behind him from BR Mr. Michaels in second and Vincent. But Switch isn't out of this picture just yet. He is gaining back that time, but gets a little bit out of shape of the turn 5 there.
Oh, as Mansell runs wide, allowing both... Oh no, I think he still has run wide though. There's a little bit of lag from him though, so Digital does
Vincent
get the
got a bit of a twitch
the
there. Vincent got a bit of a twitch and he's dropped back down into 4th.
Oh, okay, I'm going to record that for evidence purposes. We did just have a bit of a lag collision further back between Digital and Mansell. So,
Mansell.
Mansell.
Craig Senna's lost the lead and Michael takes it. That was
We have a little battle further on for 7th place with JB Racer and KS Outgoing. Force India versus McLaren.
Well, now that it's wet, can Michael stretch his legs as Craig Senna goes way sideways in the background there? Did he keep the position? He's coming out of the pits actually. Okay, so this is interesting. Is he going to... Has he had any front wing damage? Because I don't think I saw anything as we see him coming out of the pits now. He puts on a set of intermediates, so he thinks it's time for inters now. So
he's sliding quite a lot, but is that because there was just not enough water maybe? I don't...
It's touch and go, but we have to keep an eye on Craig as he will now be the one to watch as he is now in the inters and has fallen behind I have the best as he's coming up behind. He's going to get in front of Mansell. He does. But the question is, can he keep the tiles in the right temperature without going too wide and getting them cold? Oh,
I think he's made a tight call, I think.
Yeah, Mansell, I think, is lagging a bit bad there because I'm watching from Craig Senna and he's moving about quite a bit.
He did have a lag collision with Digital, so I think if he continues like this, he may be asked to leave purely for the safety of the other drivers.
Yeah, as we see Switch goes a bit wide at the hairpin and Vincent's on the inside, but couldn't get the traction to come out the corner. As Elite Ryan's now in 4th place and I think closing up a bit to Vincent, but did get a bit of a twitch there. As Michael, I appear to see has started to clear off from these two in 3rd and 4th as Vincent got it all wrong and is coming into the pits, so I believe it's now possible times for inters as Michael sits
I think it is. Looking at the way Craig seems to have grip at the moment, he does not seem to be sliding anywhere near as much as he was on those wets, so it does look like through the 1st and 2nd sector it is into weather. The 3rd sector still seems a little bit wet though.
But it has been a bit tidier this lap and I think we'll obviously repass Vincent. As Vincent was just coming out the pits.
Yeah, that was quite a lot. That shows that time difference between those tyres on those last laps.
Yeah.
As he has pulled quite a distance. So will Michael go in for a set of these tyres then?
That's the question. Will he try and cover off the Red Bull of Senna to try and possibly keep the lead if Senna's possibly lost time? But we can only speculate at this moment as we're on board with Michael. As he's coming around the little hairpin.
Into the 3rd sector, so we will find out very shortly if he does go on to the inters.
Yeah. As he has stretched the lead over Switch. And I think Elite Ryan is now into 3rd. So, With 7 laps gone in this wet race here at Catalonia, it's looking quite tasty as Michael goes on for another lap with these wets, so he seems to be finding the grip, whereas others are don't seem to have enough. As Switch continues to go round as well. And
I don't think it's just the grip. I think you've also got to look at how high the tyre temperatures are getting. If he's managing to keep these tyres in good form, then he can go for a while on these tyres still.
As Craig Senna slides it out. He's in 7th at the moment, but the question is, can he keep it there as I's the best pits? I think he'll be going on to Intels as well. As KS has left the session.
That's not good for him as he's currently sat in 5th. He was making some ground on some people, so
the question is,
hopefully we will see him rejoin.
I think he lagged out, so as he gets overtaken by the Force India of JB Racer.
Of JB Racer, who was also AIing, so he was paused for whatever reason, but now he's back as himself.
Oh, virtual safety car's out.
Ah, virtual safety car.
I wonder.
Unfortunately, not a normal safety car, so this doesn't close everyone up. This keeps everyone at roughly the same distance.
But the question is, will Michael decide to go for a set of inters?
I mean, he could pit now and gain a bit of an advantage as they are not allowed to go above certain speeds. So it would be a good time to pit still, although it's not full safety car. So he might decide to.
Question is he going to? No, he continues on.
He continues on, so he still feels good on those tyres, clearly.
And Switch continues on as well. Does Elite Ryan? No, he continues on as well. As Digital is coming out of the pits. JB Racer's coming into the pits. KS Outgoing stays out. And Craig Senna stays out, obviously, as he's on inters and is going to go into, I believe, 5th place now. And does. So I think we're now back to green flag racing, which is...
I do believe so, yes. So
the question is,
the gap should have stayed the same under that.
What I want to know is, what is Craig Senna's lap time? So...
I'll tell you what, let's compare. If you go to Senna's, I'll go to Michael's. Let's go for...
Senna's just went wide. Senna's just went wide. Ooh. He's went into the gravel trap there. I think
let's have a look at 6 and 7. What kind of lap times with his Craig say?
Hold on. As Vincent's overtaken Craig Senna for 4th. So he's obviously been caught out by something there. Maybe locked up and run wide. Anyway, back to what we were saying. So, Craig Senna's fastest lap so far was a 1:36.9. That was on the inters.
And that's on the inters, I assume.
And Vincent's fastest time on the inters is a 43.
See, oh, Michael's just got into the pits. He did have a faster lap time slightly than Craig did, as with a 36.8, but he has decided to pit now. I wonder why he decided to stay out.
Digital has decided to pit as well. No, sorry, Switch has decided to pit. And he's going to go on to another full set of full wets. What did...
Michael went on to softs.
Michael's on dries. That's... I'm not sure if that's a smart move. I don't think he's...
very, very brave.
I don't think he meant to do that, because I do not think it's dry enough for wets. Yeah, I think he's accidentally selected softs when he meant to select inters. As he's already run wide. He may have
thrown his race away here.
Yeah. With 10 laps in as well, and he's... That would be the most calamitous error you've ever seen a race driver do in a simulation game.
He does not seem to feel comfortable though. He's not going very fast, that's for sure. Oh...
This could wreck his chances as Craig... Yeah,
he's realised. He's seen it. He's made too much of a mistake. He's letting people past.
Yeah, he's on the dry tyre on a wet track. He knows this isn't what tyre he's meant to be on.
As I said, I think you were right. He selected the wrong tyre.
He's taking it very easy. Yeah, he's definitely on the wrong tyre and he knows it. So he's made a calamitous error on his part. So that's not down to the team. That was down to him forgetting to switch on to the inters. So, or possibly Wets.
We'll see. He should go into the pits again this lap, and we'll see what tyres he meant to put on.
So at the moment, it's Vincent from Craig Senna on inters, the pair of them.
So maybe inters was the right call.
Yeah, we have switches on full wets.
With Senna setting the fastest lap, I think inters is definitely it.
Yeah, KS and Mansell hasn't made a stop, and obviously we know
Michael Span, he has hit the wall. That's it. Michael's out. Michael is officially out.
Well, that's not good. We can try and get him into the box and try and see what happened on his half. So, yeah, we'll give you that quick interview with him very shortly. Very weird what happened to him. So, as it stands at the moment, we have Vincent first from Craigsen in second. I believe it's BST Digital in third. From Elite Ryan in fourth. Has JB Racer crawling over the back of him for fourth place. Is JB Racer going to try and make some sort of move? He doesn't think of one at the moment. As they come down to the hairpin, they're very nice and tight. As we have Michael joining us, make sure you include your audio, Michael.
I have.
So, what happened in the pit lane? That's the main thing.
My only excuse, if I have one, which I don't really have one, is... Oh, virtual safety car again! Yay!
Anyway, as you were saying,
my only excuse would be, I was focusing too much on the lobby and how it was going, and completely. I went into the pits, changed into intermediates, and accidentally went onto softs.
Yeah, because when we see you went on to softs, we were like, did he mean to do that, or was that an error on his part? So, the word from the horse's mouth, it's an error on his part. He was an idiot and didn't select inters. It was unfortunate because you did have a very nice gap between you and second, but it was quite tight at the first few laps between you, Senna, Switch and Vincent.
Yeah, I'm disappointed because, you know, that could have... Well, I don't think I could have won, because the weirdest thing is we all got a call saying that it was intermediates, but if you can look at the rain, it's still coming down quite heavily, so I wasn't convinced.
Yeah, we could see that you were going on for a couple of laps. Do you think you could, in hindsight, do you think you could have probably come in a couple of laps earlier?
Yeah, in hindsight, but as I said, I wasn't convinced on it. I thought the track would get worse, because that's what it's like in this game. But yeah, both Craig and Vincent made the right call.
Yes, as they did. So, with that being said, who do you think is going to win this race then? At the moment,
I think it's going to be Vincent. Really, Craig, he always says quite publicly that he's not comfortable in wet conditions, and you can pretty much see every corner or so he's just sliding the car all over the place. I think Vincent's more controlled.
To be fair to Craig though, he did manage it quite well before diving into the pits. He did manage the fact that he held you guys off for a good 3-4 laps as Vincent goes a little bit wider but doesn't lose too much time. Even though we know that Craig Senna doesn't like the wet, he's doing not too bad. He is in second place though. He does have that Toro Rosso firmly in its sights. Perhaps enter team orders, but which I doubt would happen, but you never know.
Definitely not. Craig wants to win.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, guys, I'm gonna leave you to it because I just want to relax a bit on FIFA before that thing.
Yeah, okay. That's fine. Thank you very much for your time. And,
Thank you for
enjoy
your comments,
evening.
and we'll see you next week at Monaco.
Yeah, can one of you take a picture of the,
Yes.
well, HOG as you're not streaming?
Yes.
And then I'll, if you invite me when you're finished, HOG, I'll relay you the points of GP2 and F1.
Yep, okay.
Okay.
Goodbye, Michael. We'll see you next weekend.
Cool. Have
Well,
fun.
next week. Goodbye. Well, you heard it there from the horse's mouth. It was an error on his part, as we still have a battle on for the lead. It's not much of one, but it's a battle nonetheless, as Craig said.
It's not much of a battle. Digital
is trying
has
to
just set the
close down.
fastest lap in third, so he is gaining ground on them as well.
Yeah, as you can visually see that he's gaining that time. But Craig Senna is starting to struggle and has lost a chunk of time to the back of the Toro Rosso of Vincent. As we look down some of the other drivers in the back of the grid that aren't actually here since they have disconnected, and I don't think they've been able to get back into the lobby.
Yeah, it's rather unfortunate when that happens, but unfortunately it does, so not a lot that can be done. As we do have JB Racer quite close to the back of Elite Ryan, so we could have a little bit of a tasty battle for fourth on our hands, as he gets very close to him on the exit of that corner.
Yeah, he was getting quite close as he powers down. I'm not sure if he got a better drive or not, but he is going into that wetter part of the track just to cool off the tyres a little bit. Maybe the tyres are getting a little bit warmer than they should be. But like Matt,
well, as you can visually see on track, that line is getting a little bit dry, so these tyres will start to feel the heat from the tarmac, so they will have to jump on a wet line every now and then to cool them down.
Yeah. From what I can tell in the weather as well, it does look like the sun is poking out of the clouds, so we could potentially have a dry, as we have another virtual safety car. I think what we have now is the virtual safety car bug.
Yeah, it does seem that way. The virtual safety car does seem to keep coming out, and I don't see any reason for it to be out.
No, I don't see any reason for it to be out either. So, the question is, are the drivers that are still in the lobby going to make a decision, or are they going to continue on? I believe they'll just
what I will quickly do, as Michael's currently the only one here, I know he wanted to relax, I will quickly message him saying that we think we've got it and he can find out for us.
Fair enough. Well, in the meantime, we'll have to continue on with the race as we're just about to approach half distance here. So we're on lap 15 of 33, so... And this battle between JB Racer and Elite Ryan is getting back underway now as the green flag drops. Can Elite Ryan hold off JB Racer, who is actually going quite quickly in the Force India, but has dropped back a little bit from the back of Elite Ryan. I think this track's drying up. I think this may be turning into dry tiles at the end. I don't know how far we'll get, but I think we could possibly potentially get quite close.
Yeah, things do seem to be getting a little bit close, so we could see a tasty battle on our hands.
Oh, as Craig Senna is taking the lead. Where did Vincent go? What's happened to Vincent? Because he was in the lead and has dropped down to third.
He has dropped down to third, so I don't know. That's a good question. Oh, as Craig gets a little bit sideways there.
What happened to him? Did he run wide? I think he must have run wide somewhere because he's lost a heap of time in the middle sector.
So that could be costly.
As we now have a three-way battle again for the lead between Digital, Senna, Craig Senna that is, and Vincent. And this is the closest.
Vincent does seem to have fallen back a little bit though.
Yeah, he has fallen back a little bit. This is the closest that the Digital has been to Craig and Vincent for some time now. So can Digital make it up down the inside as he does make a move down at the hairpin? Does he go wide?
Does,
And
but can
hold on
Craig
to
get the
place?
cut back? Craig gets
Cut
that
back
cut
from
back.
Craig Senna.
Oh,
What a nice
beautiful
move that
move.
was. What a nice move from Craig Senna that was. Very nice, I'm not going to lie, that was quite tasty. As
That
they're
was
still
very
battling
tasty.
hard. Battling hard to keep this position. As we see them coming out of the last little chicane. The little chicane at the end. Craig gets a little bit
I think all three of
sideways.
them got a little bit sideways there, so...
As I seem to think we're getting a bit of a lag coming in now.
Yeah, I think we're getting a little bit, but I don't think it's too much that this can't continue on. As Digital's looking to make a move, but Craig just keeps that inside line covered so that he has a better run here.
Yeah,
Craig's
we're
doing a
now
very
just
good
over
job here at
half.
defending.
Yeah, we're just now over halfway now, so this is your fight for the lead. It's a three-way tussle between Craig Senna, Digital and Vincent. Who's going to come out on top? I think it's very tough to say who's going to come out on top between these guys. It's going to be interesting who's going to come out on it.
Oh, there was some lag there. I'm not entirely sure what was happening there.
I think it was the ghost car of KS that caught everyone out there. But it's still just a little gap between the pair of them. As we do have, I would say it's an equal distance between the pair of them. We have Vincent dropping a little bit back from Digital, and Digital dropping a little bit back from Senna. I wouldn't say either of them are pulling away or gaining on each other, as Vincent did gain a bit of distance on the back of Digital there.
Yeah, this is this. If they can keep this up, this could be tasty right to the end. I don't know if we'll see them pit again though. This is the thing. The inters can wear out, and as we said before, this track's not too great on the tyre wear. So, do you reckon
You
we'll
need to
see
remember,
another pit, or do you
Craig's-
reckon these inters will last?
You need to remember Craig Senna did start the trend of the inters, so I reckon he may come back in for another set of inters. But it's whether these guys, Vincent and Switch, who's Digital, who's just went in the lead, can keep on with these tyres and take them to the end. That's the big question.
Let's have a look. What did Digital go on to these inters? See, Digital went onto them on lap 9. You have Craig who went onto them on lap 6, and Vincent who was on them on lap 7. So very much Vincent and Senna are very, very similar, but Digitals are a few laps fresher.
Yeah, and you can see that as he's just pulled away from Senna and Vincent.
It
Got a bit
looks like
sideways
he
there.
is,
And the safety
we
car's
have a
out. The
safety
safety
car.
car's out now. Now the question is, are the top three, or is one of them at least going to jump into the pits?
Do we have a particular reason for the safety car?
No.
As far as I can tell, no.
I think Senna possibly may go into the pits and change. I'm not too sure. As we do have Vincent who's behind, who may
Would
do the
be an
same,
idea.
as they have been on these tyres for 10 laps now. So is Digital going to go into the pits?
Digital
Yes.
goes into the pits, Senna goes into the pit, and all three of them go into the pits.
So this is now going to get interesting. Now who's going to come out on top? As we do have both of these guys on the tiles.
Craig goes on to the inters. Digital's
Senna's
into the
been
inters, but
held.
Craig can be released straight away. Oh,
As there was a potential double stack that it's going to be
someone
taken
hasn't
to.
pitted, so that does bring them up through the field a little bit. I can't see who that is
Who
though.
hasn't pitted yet?
Or is that a ghost car? I can't. That's a ghost car of Mansell. Never mind.
So everyone has officially pitted. So
So this. Ooh.
I believe Vincent's going to need to give those places back,
Yeah, it doesn't look like it.
as and he does so. That may incur wrath of the Cody's gods of Xbox Formula 1. That's a weird combination of sentences
putting their rain
and
down
things
here.
to say.
I think that ghost car of Mansell is putting them off a little bit, from what I can tell.
Yeah, I think he is putting off a little bit. Sorry for the mic flick as well there.
I mean, you win. As Vincent goes past Senna, wait, what?
I think it's this car of Mansell. It's not been allowed to overtake the safety car. So it's caught in a bit of hot water. I don't know how Vincent got past.
I don't know. I think Craig's got. I think I know what it is. I think when you've got a ghost car, it does mess things up a little bit. Because although it's ghost, you're not allowed to pass the car. Like as you see here, he's having to let him pass, which slows him down. Which means that a lot of other drivers get told to pass him, like Vincent. So I think, unfortunately for Craig, he's been struck by the unluckiness of the ghost car.
Yeah, Mansell's Haas isn't doing the best of jobs as Craig again is trying to get past, but this...
He's just not allowed to.
Which is
This is rather unfortunate here for Craig.
So as all these guys are on the inters with 13 laps to go, let's just give you a quick rundown of the top 10. So at the moment it's BTS Digital from Vincent from Senna, who are on board currently at the moment, from Elite Ryan in the Toro Rosso, from JB Racer 1 in the Force India, so that fight's going to be quite tasty again. We have BTS Switch, who started dead last, who's made 3 pit stops now, on to the... in 6th place. We've got Ice the Best, who had a terrible first lap and is in 7th, and we have Outgoing, who's still racing, and Mansell is still racing, even though they're not actually here.
This is unfortunate here for Craig. Thanks to the ghost car, he's now been passed by Elite Run and JB Racer as well.
It's the car of Mansell that's causing this.
It is unfortunately, it's not causing it for any of the other drivers, just Craig at the point. So at this rate, Craig could drop right to the back of this lot and just... all of this hard work he's put in.
Yeah, it's a tough break for Craig, as he was in the lead.
Positions back.
Yeah, he's going to need to fight for these remaining places in the... Oh, as Vincent goes very wide.
Seems to have had an issue on the safety car here. So he's going to have dropped behind Craig. So that's another position Craig's gained back up, which means both him and Vincent have to wait. No, Vincent's being allowed back pass by the looks of things. And Vincent's allowed past the ghost car, but Craig's... I
have no idea what's happening
right now.
What's
happening here. I have no idea. It looks... Don't know, but this has pushed the field back again. This is...
whatever's happened has allowed... Are we even racing yet? That's the question. No, we're still on the safety car.
Car's still out. I'm not sure why. I'm pretty sure everyone has called back up. Other than, obviously, the ghost cars, but...
Maybe the FIA deemed it was unsafe. Who knows?
I mean, can this happen in this game, though?
No, it can't.
I didn't think so, so...
I was just speculating, but we don't have any firm things we can say for you at this moment, other than it's a strange race
other than
right
Codemasters, look at this.
Yeah, Codemasters, fix your stuff. It's broken as feck.
Oh. Craig's gone a little bit sideways on the safety car. This is... I don't know what to say here. I don't know whether we've got a broken lobby again, or...
Oh. Safety car lights are out. So we are going racing next time round.
They are going to go racing. It looks like... this is another unfortunate thing for some of the drivers when they get put on the speed limiter, but they're nowhere near the guys in front. like Craig right now, I can tell you for a fact he's been put on speed limit and can't get close to the guys in front. Oh, he's been released a little bit. Now he's back on it again by the looks of things.
Yeah. So, as we have the leader of
Digital.
Digital, thank you. Yes, as he comes out the final corner, he's going to start to accelerate as they can now overtake as they've crossed the safety car line, and he has dropped the hammer and just gone from Elite Ryan behind.
He has gone. Craig made a mistake, which has not allowed him to make up the room he needed to get that podium back.
As Elite Ryan and JB Racer are having their tussle yet again. Now, can Craig quickly catch up to the back of them and clear them and get up to Digital?
He seems to be having issues with grip again. He seems to be going sideways. But this, of course, I think on the safety car, he may have been caused some issues here. I don't think he's been able to get his tyres to where he wants them. This safety car has thrown everyone everyone out of place.
Yeah, as we have Vincent that's in 5th, JP Racers in 3rd, Elite Ryan is in 2nd, and they were both behind Digital. No,
Yeah.
sorry. They were both behind Craig Senna before the safety car, and after the safety car they were both ahead.
As we are getting a little bit of lag here again. Oh, as he comes very close to JB Racer there, Craig is pushing his car as it looks like Vincent has had an issue.
Mm-hmm.
He
ran slightly wide. They ran slightly wide at the last turn and effectively handed the place back to Digital.
Oh, Elite Ryan's going into the pits.
Wrong, he had a problem? Has he got broken nose? Or is it possibly that the weather's actually gotten heavier?
Well, look, I'm going to switch to him now. He has... Wait, has he put on a set of... I think he's put on a set of socks. No, he's put on as my... I was going colorblind. I couldn't quite tell. So he's back onto another set of inters here.
As we're on board with Craig Senna, as he's trying to catch up to the back of JP Racer and get that 2nd place as JP Racer runs a little bit wide. As Switch is going to definitely try and close up to these two if they keep battling the way they are now. As JP Racer runs a little bit wide.
Switch was originally in Digital's position. He was the one ahead, but now they seem to have swapped around.
Yeah.
So he will be trying to look to make up for that and possibly get a Mercedes double podium, which would be nice. Oh, it's great locked towards with Force India. JB Racer's lap of the race.
Yeah, as JB Racer's now lost out to the 2 positions that Craig Senna and Digital have. Oh, sorry, Switch has just now taken.
So Craig is officially back onto his podium spot. But with all these drivers this close, will he be able to keep it?
That's the question. As Mike Lord has said when he joined us back in the booth earlier, as we have 10 laps to go now, he doesn't really like the wet conditions, so if he keeps the 2nd place, then that's a marvellous achievement for someone who does not like driving in the wet.
It will be a spectacular achievement. That's for sure.
That's also come from someone that doesn't like driving in the wet as well.
Well, I like driving in the wet, so I can tell you now that he's not doing a terrible job. I mean, getting a bit sideways here and there, but that's kind of expected in these conditions. So yeah. He seems to be doing okay right now.
As we do have a nice little 2-way tussle again. A two-way tussle. We have JB Racer and Elite Ryan back at it again, as Elite Ryan's actually gotten past JB Racer like it was before, but is JB Racer going to come back at him? He does. Or is that Vincent? It is Vincent actually, it's in 4th place. Oh, and he gets a bit of a touch. That was a bit of a move there, Vincent, but held the position.
A switch is a bit sideways going around that corner. Ho 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 ho.
As we just see the Mercedes of Digital actually just pulling and pulling away. He's had the clear air, so he's managed to stretch the legs and get a nice little rhythm. But compared to between the other Mercedes and the Red Bull of Senna, they can't kind of have that luxury as they're battling with each other at the moment.
Looks like Craig may have pulled a little bit of distance here on switch, and
I think he's pulled a bit of a gap.
Seems to be. Yeah, I think he's got his confidence back a little bit and is managing to.
Yeah, he's found the zone.
Pace that he had. Let's have a look. Who else we got on track? As the best had pitted, so he's now back with the hat. Well. That's a ghost, so never mind, ignore that. But he has picked and put on another set of inters.
Yeah, I think it's inters from here on out. I don't think it's anything else other than inters.
I think it's inters. I'm intrigued in why they're pitting 8 laps before and why they maybe didn't do it on the safety car for whatever reason. The safety car
maybe
was
they
at
just couldn't catch back up to the.
switch.
Maybe they couldn't get back up to the back end of the safety car. That's probably why.
That could be a possibility. Yeah.
But who knows?
Well, only the drivers.
Exactly. The only thing we can do now is just watch with bated breath as we see JB Racer holding, trying to take the battle to Vincent and the Toro Rosso as we go on.
This is scary. I know we have to talk about the battle here, but I'm looking back from Vincent and JB Racer's driver keeps disappearing. Another virtual safety car. I think we may have the safety car glitch here because there is no reason for safety car or virtual safety car anyway. Not as far as I can tell.
Yeah, I've not seen anything to dictate that it is meant to be a safety car or even a virtual safety car, that is as well. So who knows what's happened?
I don't know, but it looks like these guys are still wanting to continue as they nobody seems to have come to us. So we will attempt to finish this race out
with only 7 laps to go now.
Yeah, 7 laps to go, and a few people are quite close. So this could be literally right up to the last corner here.
Yeah, this even though we've had we've had the virtual safety car glitch, I think this has been not a too bad race because we've had some nice little battles. We've had Craig Senna, Vincent, Digital and Michaels at the start of the race. We've had JB Racer and Ryan have a nice little battle. Now we've got JB Racer and another Toro Rosso, Vincent, having a nice little battle. Question is, can Vincent actually even hold off JB Racer? In the dry you would say yes, but in the wet it just throws everything into the mix. Anything can happen in the wet.
Everything into the mix, and Vincent doesn't quite look as confident as he normally does in the dry while he's in the wet, so this could be anything. It does look like we are... no, yellow again. Oh, I saw green flag for a second then, but I'm not entirely sure.
So obviously when the drivers the top 3 get into the comms box with ourselves, we'll be able to get the questions that you guys love. Which
we'll
is
ask
just
important stuff.
Yes.
We won't
all the relevant stuff, like what was
happen.
happening on track, what was happening with the safety car, virtual safety car, what happened, and why Craig Senna couldn't get past the ghost car of Mansell.
Ghost car.
Who was already a lap, more than a lap down, I should say. So yeah, we just need to wait
definitely more than a lap down. So.
But anyway, as the laps wind down, as we're on lap 27, JB Racer still hounding over the back of back of Vincent, as we see Switch is still hounding the back of Senna. So we have yet again a two-way battles for. We've got a two-way battle for second, and we've got a two-way battle for fourth. I don't know who to keep eyes on. I think I may keep eyes on the JB Racer one.
Who's the other guys? And I'll keep an eye on them for a minute.
Switch and Senna.
Switch and Senna, yeah, right. Yeah, I'll keep an eye on those two. You keep you guys up to date.
So
seems right now they have a similar gap to what JB Racer and Vincent had. So
yeah,
it's a battle, but not quite as close to the battle as we would like.
Well, JB has actually dropped off the back of Vincent at the moment, so at the moment, Craig Senna's just went wide
onto the gravel.
Oh, I wonder what happened there. Did he just
come back before Vincent can catch him? But he's gonna have dirt on his tyres. He's gonna struggle even more for grip now.
Yeah, did he just grab the brake a little bit? So at the moment, it's now a Mercedes 1-2. Now Mercedes 1-2 here at the Circuit de Catalunya, Barcelona. As it's lap 28 of 33, so we are coming to the end of this race. There's only about 5 laps to go when they cross the line. As JB Racer is trying to close up to the back of Vincent, and Vincent is definitely trying to close up to the back of Senna now. As this is now a three-way battle for third place, sorry. As
third place, which is podium. So
yeah, it's the last step of the podium. As Craig Senna isn't feeling comfortable now in these inters now. I think the track is getting more of a greasy kind of stage now. It's not dry, but yet it's not fully wet still. It's in between. But
it's a very tough one too, because that racing line does look fairly dry now as well. So
yeah, I think potentially now as well the rain has started to come back a bit. The clouds were brightening up, but I think the rain has now started to creep back in. So potentially, maybe even 1 or 2 people may decide to dive onto wets again. But I don't think they will since they're this close to home.
I think it's too close to the end to do that. I think for the amount of time it will make on per lap is not enough for a pit stop at this point, I don't think. So I believe it comes down to just how well people can drive on these now.
Yeah.
It seems to me that Digital and Switch have this in those Mercedes, and they're just driving away at this point. I think Switch is now gaining the gap on Senna as well, so it's JB Race has fallen back a little bit.
Yeah, Vincent has really closed the gap to Senna, but he has also pulled a hell of a gap to JB, so I don't think JB's going to get onto the back of the pair of these two. I think JB's just ran the tyres out a little bit.
Switch does look like he's slowed down a little bit here, as this gap does look a little bit closer, although Craig does get a little bit sideways.
As Digital is currently just clearing out ahead of the rest of the field and is going to be comfortable in that first place. But third place still.
Why he was last season's winner. That's what he's doing right now.
That just shows champion's mentality, that is. So as we see Craig Senna getting a bit of understeer into the long turn 3. And Vincent is just trying to stay on the back of his coattails, trying to stare down, sniff the fuel, take a good look at the diffuser of that Red Bull and try and come up with some sort of way to get past. But as it stands now,
before he can think of a way past, he needs to get a little bit closer. Just in these conditions.
He needs to really get a firm grip of this race on the scruff of the neck and trying to catch up to Craig Senna.
Yeah, I think at this point he's not really gaining, but he's not really losing. So I think at this point he's just kind of hoping for maybe a mistake from Craig that's big enough to give him that little bit of a run.
Yeah, I think it's the same as well. So the question is, can Vincent close down a little bit? I see JB Racer is trying to close up a little bit, so he may try and get a bit of a groove and catch the back of Vincent, but I think it may be a little too late now. As
Senna lost it. Has to come right across.
Not sure if he would get time penalty for that, because I'm not sure if he locked a brake or something on there. Just ran a bit too deep.
Look, it does look like he has a penalty, but so does Vincent. So,
so it may not be all sunshine and rainbows for the pair of them then.
Yeah, I mean,
we could have a surprise
by the end
third
whether it's
place.
enough.
Could have if JB can actually close up to the back of Vincent, then he could possibly potentially get into that window where he could possibly jump Craig as well.
Yeah, I think he's going to have to get that car into a groove though to do that. Switch makes a little mistake there. A couple more of those and Craig could be on his gearbox, so...
Yeah. Although saying that, Craig did make a little bit of a mistake there as well.
I think Craig's one made too much of a time loss though. I think he's okay.
But you can visually see he is definitely closing up to Switch, so he may try and get this second place back. Although saying that...
The Switch runs a bit wide.
JB Racer has dropped back a little bit.
Digital setting and not fastest lap, but he's gone. He is. At this point, I would have thought he would control his pace, make sure he doesn't make any mistakes to crash out. But he's just being brutal right now.
He's just gone. He's away from these people. He's like, see you later, sayonara, I'm outie. But as we see, Craig Senna again trying to close up to the back of Switch, but just is losing a little bit. I think he's losing the time through the corners, but can make it up in the straights. As Vincent is actually a little bit closer to the back of Senna than he has been for the past couple of laps.
Yeah, but is he closing enough to make it count? Does look like he is getting quite close.
But there is now a little bit of traffic in front of Craig Senna.
I think you're okay. It's a ghost car. It's not really going to cause issues.
Ooh,
although Switch has made a mistake.
A little bit wide.
So Craig does look again. Craig gets past. Does Vincent make the most of it as well?
Oh, there's a bit of a touch there.
There's a little tap. There's a little bit of a touch there. Tough one to call there. They do both get past in the end to take second and third. Switch will be upset with himself there for making that mistake.
As Craig Senna lost it, where so many people actually lost it last night in the GP2 race. Very, very interesting that was.
Yeah, that section is dangerous in the dry and we're in the wet, so I'm surprised we haven't seen more mistakes there, to be honest. As Vincent comes right across that chicane.
Yeah, I think he lost it as well, trying to come in under brakes, carrying a little bit too much speed as they start the final lap with these two, but they're not going to catch the leader, which is Digital. No, yes it is. So Digital has just cleared off. He's cleared off from them and has nothing to worry about. He just needs to keep it clean and just get the car to the end. As Senna's drifting, there's Red Bull a little bit. Does he keep the position? No.
Vincent goes around the outside of it.
Vincent. But we had a little bit of a sniff there at the inside.
I mean, look, he's showing Vincent that he's not afraid to come back at him, although he does make a mistake. So
this is all for the last. This is for second, third in the podium. Can Vincent keep a hold of it, or is Craig Senna going to try and come back on?
Craig Senna's making too many mistakes on this last lap for him to do anything.
But
although Vincent's made a bit of a mistake there as well.
Yeah, you keep an eye on that fight behind as we have Digital coming through the last couple of corners now. He's been in control since the safety car came out really. He just cleared off and has just not looked back since as he rounds the final turn. It is going to be BST Digital winning the race here in Spain and takes 25 crucial points for the championship. As we see
Craig makes
Vincent,
another mistake through that chicane. Vincent took it. He's took second.
Well, congratulations to Vincent for second place and Craig Senna for third. As JB Racer is going to get fourth.
Oh, hang on, no. Craig's been dropped back to fourth because of his penalty.
Oh, so
So
it's
they
a
give
double
Switch
podium for
third
me.
place.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's a throw up for the books.
That is a throw up for the books, that's for
So,
sure.
it's Digital and Switch with Vincent sandwiched between them on the podium. And is that official?
I must say, very well done by both those Mercedes and Vincent as well. To be fair, Vincent was at the start, right at the front in the start, so not the best result he could have asked for, but still a podium.
Yeah. He managed to get there as we see the podium celebrations now for the two Mercedes drivers there, and apparently I don't have sound for it. Okay. But as we
I didn't either, but yeah.
So as we see these two drivers, the two Mercedes and Vincent, there in second place. And it's been a tremendous day for the Mercedes team and BST Digital. So Martin will invite these guys into the party and we can try and get some words from these guys from at the end
Yep,
of
I
what
have
has been
just invited them.
thrilling race.
Yeah, well, you have to send it to us, but you have second anyway, so it's not too much to worry about at this point.
Well, it says that you're second behind Digital and Switch. As we get all these guys in here now, just make sure you guys all include your audio. And we can let the questions begin. Are we all here? Everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah, guys.
Right, so. It's been an interesting race. I don't know what to say, really. Apart from... Digital, where the hell did the pace come from?
I don't know.
After the... Congratulations on the win, but the pace after the safety car, you just left everyone for dead.
Yeah. Well, what I done, I saved up a lot of fuel while I was racing because I started it from the back, so I added a lot of fuel into my car. And then obviously the lobby was a bit glitched with virtual safety cars and that, so I kept saving fuel. So then after the safety car, I was just on rich for a little bit, and then obviously I just gapped to Ryan. The other two was just battling, so I just pulled away, and then yeah, a good race win.
So yeah, your strategy was working out quite well because, as you did say, you did start from the back. What was going through your mind when you found out it was rain and did you find out that it was going to be wet in qualifying?
Yeah.
So what did you do? Did you start? Did all of you all start with a dry setup, or was it a wet setup that you did qualifying?
Well, what I done, I started with dry setup because I thought it was going to change the inters because it said full wets, but obviously I knew that it was going to get a bit drier later on, so I just kept my dry setup just in case it went to the dries.
Fair enough. As we move on to second place, which is Vincent, you had a very good start to the race. You were on pole, but then
Yeah.
you had a little bit of a battle with Craig Senna, which was a very good battle, I'm not going to admit, but what happened? Because you were quite close, then you drifted apart a bit.
Yeah, I had like a lot of mistakes today. I made a lot of mistakes. First, I was just behind Craig and Michael's. I'm fast in the dry around there, but not in the wet. But I was surprised that I was keeping up with them. And yeah, Craig and Michael's were just battling away, and I was just following close behind. And then I just slipped. I just lost my car. Yeah, there lost a bit of time, and then after that a lot of glitches with the safety car and virtual safety cars. With the virtual safety cars I lost also a lot of time. It was just not wanting to get a penalty for speeding. So yeah, lost a lot of time there, and then again we had a full course safety car, and there I was second behind Switch, and I was laughing a bit with Craig because he was getting like the message that he had to leave the left car, you know, let him pass. But I just passed him on the safety car, but then I just squeezed the throttle a bit too much and lost my own car. So I lost 4 positions just there by spinning behind the safety car. And then from there on, I just didn't have the pace. At the end, I catched up again. Yeah, so I got second. So yeah, pretty happy with that result.
Yeah, there was quite a nice little battle between the top guys at the front.
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah, it was a very, very interesting race. There nothing much more to be said apart from coming on to switch. You had quite a decent start. You managed to get onto the back and have a little 4-way battle, but yeah, what happened? You kind of seemed to drift away from it all.
Yeah, after that I started struggling with my tyres. I kept making loads of mistakes, getting on the gas a bit too early. And then after when the first lot of pits came, they put me onto the wets instead of the inters, which ruined my strategy. And then towards the end of the race, started getting my pace again. Pretty happy with the result. On the podium with my teammate.
Yeah, it's been a very good day for your Mercedes boys, but yeah, that's going to wrap it up here. So it's going to be goodbye from the podium of Switch, Digital and Vincent.
Yeah, goodbye.
Yeah, goodbye guys. See you next time.
And it's going to be goodbye from Martin.
See you later.
And it's going to be goodbye from me. And we'll join you again next Thursday for GP2 at Monaco in the night, don't forget. Well, you'll be with Michael and Craig for that. So do join us then at 7 on Thursday. I've been your host. I've been FastX Part-Time. Good night.